So I'm just gonna open up my notes here. Can't show them on the recording because I don't know how. But basically, we tested overhealing together with Torch Mastery, Demon, like the Demon skill when you transform into Demon form, Shadow Touch, and Life Drain. And we found that overhealing basically works with all those. So it goes above the cap if you, like with the, I'm sorry for this being so disorganized, but Torture Mastery healing adds to your overhealing health. The Demon Form's skill, the Lifesteal ability, also adds to your overhealing health, which makes it really good against bosses. Or at least that's the idea that I have right now. It also makes clearing certain mobs like the Wendigo or the Giants just a lot safer in Demon form. It also works overhealing benefits from Shadow Touch. So Shadow Touch healing when you're full HP will add your overhealing health bar, which doesn't really do anything unless you're popping potions, in which case you can sustain the deterioration, because potions also add to it, which means that if you pop a potion, you Shadow Touch to fill it up. It just makes it a lot easier to kind of keep that at 120% or whatever it is. And Life Chain also just adds to your overhealing bar. It's worth noting that the health costs from casting spells takes away from your actual health bar, and it doesn't detract from your overhealing health, which makes the interaction with Torture Mastery kind of awkward, because you're consuming so much of your own health, which means that you're gonna you're gonna have to keep track of your own health, as you're not adding to your bonus health while you're injured. And you're also consuming your actual health, kind of delaying the refilling of the overhealing health more when you cast. Okay. I don't know if that made sense. We also tested Perseverance, the Cleric perk, with the idea that it would perhaps lower the Warlock health costs, which would make it extremely powerful for Warlocks, and especially so Torch Mastery locks. It did not work, so it doesn't Perseverance, aka reducing 3 damage of all damage taken. I'll show it to you. Here, reduces all types of incoming damage by 3. We assumed that it would apply to the Warlock health costs, but it seems to be programmed in a way that it doesn't actually, you're not taking damage, you're just kind of losing HP. So that doesn't work, even with Torch Mastery applied. It also doesn't reduce the demon forms, taking health damage, which is 1% of their max HP per second, I think. So that's not really a big deal, but it does mean. So it's weird, because it says your entire body is covered in abyssal flame, taking 1% damage per second and dealing 2 magical damage. Yada yada. It says taking 1% damage per second, but it's not lowered by Perseverance. So Perseverance is supposed to lower damage, incoming damage, to a minimum of 1 per instance. So it made it quite easy for us to test, since we had about 150 HP or something in demon form. So we're supposed to have been taking 1.5 damage per tick, and we kept going in increments of 1 and 2, which showed that it did deal decimal damage, and if Perseverance worked, it wouldn't have dealt decimal damage. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's intended to be programmed this way, or if it's just Iron Mace doing their things. But it would be kind of cool if they fixed this. because at least the description of the perk skill sort of implies that you're taking this damage, and therefore it should be lowered by perseverance. And if they fix this bug, which might not be a bug, then perseverance would synergize extremely well with higher HP demon builds. And I would say that considering you can get 15 MR armor from the Cleric's perk, Holy Aura, another 50 of each from Blood Pact, Demon Form, Perseverance is probably already extremely strong if you can secure Demon Form on a Cleric. But it would be kind of cool if it just, I don't know, if it functioned the way it should according to the skill tooltip. Anyway, complete rant. I don't know how to record videos, especially not when I'm actually talking towards, like talking to a camera almost. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. The only things that are like reduced or mitigated, the only Warlock things that are mitigated by Perseverance are the 2 spells, Bloodstained Blade and Power of Sacrifice, where each instance of their damage is reduced to 1, resulting in only 8 total HP loss from the base duration of Power Sacrifice, which I forgot to test it before recording this, but I believe it's somewhere between 12 and 16 otherwise, if you don't have Perseverance. So I guess that would synergize well with some builds that rely on self-buffing with Power Sacrifice or Bloodstained. As Power of Sacrifice basically just becomes a strength and vigor, like you can see it as a temporary shield that also gives you a fuck ton of damage, so that could be cool. And we also tested the Cleric perk Kindness, hoping that it would somehow have some kind of weird interaction with Eldritch Shield, where Eldritch Shield damage blocked would result in the Cleric or the person with Kindness getting like healed, alternatively it adding onto their overhealing HP. That did not work at all. Kindness has no interaction with any of the Warlock perks, skills, or spells. And that's kind of to be expected, I guess, but still a bit of a shame. Holy Water doesn't do anything except obviously remove the curse spells. We did not actually confirm with Bloodstained Blade if that would remove it, but I don't know why you would run it in order to remove that, so nothing interesting for that one. Did not get the test Advanced Healer. I wanted to see if that would make Torture Master Warlock feel good, just baseline. So we're still waiting to test this. Let's see. I believe that. Alright, we also tested Smite in combination with Demon Hellfire, aka the taking damage, which I believe he said it did not have an effect. We also tested it together with Dark Reflection, thinking that since it triggers on Judgment, or at least he used to, according to my memory, which could be wrong, it might trigger on dark, like spell effects that count as hits. Maybe Dark Reflection would have counted as that. Which I just realized we did not actually get to go through with. But we did test it with BOC, which no interaction there. The BOC damage does not count as an additional hit. We tested BOC with Judgment, which no interaction there. That makes sense since they patched the BOC Eldritch Bolts very early. Let's see. Yeah, I mean that's basically it for Warlock Cleric interactions. I still would have liked to test Advanced Healer, but unfortunately we haven't gotten it yet. But I don't think that it's too interesting to test anyway, since it's just magical healing stat. Oh, I also heard from my buddy that survival bow poison weapons does not work. Next, we're gonna test these poison weapons demon. See if the claws count as weapons for unarmed. Which, personally, I think it'll work on the basis of how it's affected by Bloodstained Blade and Divine Strikes. That the demon doesn't just get 7 flat damage or hits or 5 or whatever the number is now. Instead, it's increased by like, it used to be 14 or something, and now it's maybe 7 to 10. Which was a weird interaction when the demon form first came out, because without Bloodstain you were dealing no damage, like 20 something, maybe less, and then with Bloodstain you were dealing more than double. So hopefully there's some weird things going on there, allowing demons to use poison weapons, which would be extremely powerful. Yeah, oh right, I forgot. I can't remember how I started the sentence, but yeah, poison weapons, we found out that it doesn't work with survival bow, which means that there's no real reason to be afraid of ranger rogues anymore, other than ambush, windlass of course, and also just getting rangers double jump, being able to sit everywhere. But the most feared idea for a build was survival bow poison weapon smite for a while. And while we haven't tested smite and I don't know if it works yet, survival bow poison weapons does not, according to my buddy who says that Repose was talking about that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's all. I figured I'd record this and maybe post it, just as like an information thing from what we found. We're gonna keep testing things. I might make another video, I might delete this one and make a new one. Who knows? I might also make some videos about just talking about multi-class ideas, because there are a lot of them. Yeah, nice. Alright. Peace.